Hey everybody, I'm Sabrina Axt. I am a special education attorney in Walnut Creek. I am a member of the Walnut Creek chapter and I'm the social media chair for PWRG. I am joined today by the incredibly talented Lisa Bond with Buttonwood Creative. Both Lisa and I are part of the PWRG marketing task force, which is working on enhancing our member experience, our marketing, and our branding. So today we are coming to you very, very excited for our launch of our new branding and logo. But before we get going with that, I want to talk a little bit more about the creative genius behind our new brand strategy and logo. And that is Miss Lisa Bond. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, good to see you today.
Hey, how's it going?
It's all right. Fun to see you again over Zoom.
Yes. All right, so before we get going on the branding, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your professional background?
Yeah, so like you said, my company is called Buttonwood Creative. I specialize in branding and graphic design for growing businesses. And I've been actually working in marketing and design for a long time, since the early 2000s, I guess I would say. I did go to school for art and design. And, after that, my husband and I have moved around a lot. So I guess I've kind of had a lot of variety in my career, which I've really liked. I started out, working for an agency that specialized in colleges and universities, doing, their marketing materials and CD-ROMs that they sent out when that was a thing. I also worked for a promotional merchandise agency out in Seattle, doing campaigns for them that involved a lot of branding, kind of executing their brand. A lot of big names like Nike and Nintendo and Starbucks, those companies that are out there in the Pacific Northwest. So after that, moved to Ohio and was the graphic designer for a public library system there. And that's where I really got a taste for brand identity design because, when I started there, all they had was a logo and they really just let me take the reins and, build their brand identity from the ground up. And that was something that I really enjoyed. I kind of set in place their brand guidelines, their, logo, color palette, typefaces, and kind of how that was all executed, throughout the library systems. So whether that be signage or their cards, their website. And so then after that, we moved again. I had a baby at the time. I decided to just start freelancing, working from home. And that's when I formed Buttonwood Creative and have been doing that ever since. That was about 2012. So, and now I really focus on brand identity design.
Okay, very cool. So what brought you to PWRG?
Yeah, so I moved to the Bay Area in the summer of 2018, and not long after, getting settled, trying to build my business here in the Bay Area, I actually saw a ad on Facebook for a mixer that was happening in Danville. And, I was like, oh, professional women's networking, that sounds like something that I should do. So I just kind of randomly showed up. And everyone there was, really nice and welcoming and, introducing me around. So yeah, I ended up joining the Concord chapter. And it's been a good experience. It's really helped me grow my business. And everyone's been, really supportive, and it's been great. I don't know. Has that been your experience?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great group of women and there's just so much talent in the group. So I'm really excited about the changes that we're making to the brand identity and our social media strategy in particular, to really get out there and hopefully bring in more members and, communicate and interact with each other now, since most everything is virtual at the moment. So that's always been a challenge. So let's start looking at the redesign. So what was your inspiration for the redesign of the logo and the branding?
Right. So let's see, I think the process all started when the marketing task force kind of came together and decided they wanted to make some updates to the website as far as the functionality. Decided they wanted to bring some more engagement to social media. And so if you're going to invest the time and effort into a redesign of your website, it's also a good time to revisit your brand strategy and your identity, so that when you're making those changes, you're putting your best foot forward.
Yeah, exactly. And just for those that aren't aware, I think the marketing task force kind of grew out of the what was it, the survey that was sent out to all PWRG members. So we're listening. We are listening. We're taking your ideas and suggestions to heart, and this is what it has blossomed from that survey. So do you want to talk a little bit about your process for designing the new logo?
Sure. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a little bit of a presentation here.
All right.
Okay, so like you said, the process kind of started out with the needs assessment survey that was sent out to all of the current members. Have to give all the credit to Monica Hahn of the Walnut Creek chapter, who created the survey and really did an amazing and thorough job with it. We're lucky to have her on the marketing task force. And the survey consisted of about 50 questions, such as, what traits and values do you associate with PWRG currently? What values would you like to see from the group going forward? What are some other networking groups that you participate in, kind of giving us that perspective of what's our competition, so to speak. And, what makes PWRG different, as compared to other networking groups that you might be a part of. And, all of these questions, obviously there were many more, really informed the brand strategy going forward. So this was the previous logo that the group had. They really just wanted to update it, bring a fresh look, modernize everything, and then also establish, some guidelines going forward for what the brand would look like on social media and the website. That kind of hadn't been done before. So, what we learned from the survey was that, PWRG already exuded these values on the left, which is that, the people are warm, it's collaborative, respectful, supportive. But it also showed us that, the members kind of wanted to see some of these values on the right also going forward. So, growth, really growing your business as a priority, development of your business, connection with the larger group, not just your chapter, and diversity. So these are all kind of things we have in the back of our mind when we do the brand identity design. So we wanted the logo design to highlight business building, as well as the collaborative nature of the group, especially how we want to see it going forward. So, I kind of looked at visuals that you see here, kind of a graph moving upwards, a basket weave pattern, that bringing in that connectedness, and a handshake. And, after a lot of, sketching and exploration that I do, we eventually landed on this symbol, or a mark, as we call it in design lingo, kind of like highlighting, all of, kind of bringing all of those visuals together in an abstract way. And, we kind of took that blue color that was in the previous logo, because you want to maintain that brand recognition that you already have.
Sure.
People already connect that with PWRG. So, but we wanted to, make it a little bit more sophisticated. So toned it down a little bit and brought in, kind of this blush pink color for a little femininity, because it is a women's marketing group.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Okay, so then, we have the full logo with the full name that's more horizontal. And then a shortened version with just the PWRG. And then a few more variations. So, something I feel is important, and I'm a proponent of, is kind of having multiple variations on your logo, because, it's in so many different places now. You need kind of a more compact version for your social media profile. You need a more horizontal version for the top of your website. So it's nice to have that flexibility.
Very cool.
We also did some chapter logos for the individual chapters. PWRG has grown to 7 now, I think. And
yes, very exciting.
Yeah, so we created like a framework for that, so it would be easy to add new chapters as we go along, as the group grows. We have a color palette outlined, kind of with your 2 primary brand colors over on the left, and then some additional, accent colors to kind of bring a little variety to your social media profiles, and that type of thing.
Beautiful.
Okay, also some type style guidelines, just to keep everything really consistent and cohesive, so that, when people see something from PWRG, it immediately clicks, they know that, that's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I just wanted to show some examples of how you can use the logo. I thought, this basket weave icon gives you a lot of options to play around with it, using it as an overlay on a photo. You can stick it in the bottom corner, just for extra brand recognition and interest.
Okay.
Kind of showing here, oh yeah, here's something we're excited about on the left, doing our member spotlights.
Yes.
Yeah. So
get ready, everybody. Member Spotlight is coming back.
Yeah, so we can highlight, each of our individual members on social media, and, show what they do and put the spotlight on them a little bit. Then, some ideas for a business card that, members might be able to hand out to people that they meet who might be interested in joining the group. Maybe you have a card to hand them that has the website or social media handles, on the back, so they can follow up.
Great.
And then finally, we designed some member badges for members to download, and then they can put them either on their website or in their email signature, really anywhere they want, to show that they're a member of PWRG and really, promote the group to others who interact with them.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so that's the end.
Oh, I love it. So what is next for the brand?
Right. So I guess today we're going to, roll out the new graphics on social media.
Yep.
We're going to get started on, the updates to the website. So you'll see that coming soon. There's some new features that the task force is working on bringing to the website that I think all the members are really going to appreciate.
And we're working on swag. So we have 2 members of PWRG that are great at creative, really cool swag items. So we are working on that, and those will be available for you all in the very near future. As Lisa said, social media, we're going to get that all up and running and changed over to the new brand identity. You may have noticed that we've been trying to slowly incorporate the new color scheme into social media. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out our PWRG social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Make sure to like, follow, and share our posts. That's how we increase our engagement with each other and with the rest of the world. That's how we get our new members and show that we're a dynamic group of professional women. So anything else, Lisa?
Right. No, that's it. I just want to say that you're doing an amazing job with the social media right now, and I can't wait to see what happens with it going forward.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some really cool, exciting changes coming in 2021.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, how can our watchers, our PWRG members, get in contact with you or learn more about your business and your services?
Right. So they can visit my website at buttonwoodcreative.com, or if you're on social media, the best way to kind of follow for updates and current projects I'm working on is through Instagram. So I'm on Instagram at Buttonwood Creative. So that's a good place to catch up with me.
All right. All right, everybody, you heard it. Go check out her website and her Instagram. It's beautiful. She does amazing work. And that's all we have time for today, but stay tuned for more videos and more big reveals as we reveal more to our revised marketing strategy for PWRG. Thanks, everybody.